All right, Greg Pickle, it's been a couple of days since Penn State got smacked around pretty good in the second half of that Ohio State loss. James Franklin met with the media today. It's Maryland week. They're going on the road, which is never a good thing. A couple interesting things I thought from his press conference. Number one, he talked a little bit about how the play calling on offense breaks down, what his role is, what John Donovan's role is, and he also said at the very start that he felt the team is an aggressive team that was not aggressive against Ohio State.
Yeah, he spent a little bit of time talking about both of those things today. He said in terms of the play calling deal, it's been speculated he's been calling plays more of late. He said that's not the case. That, he's more talking about with John Donovan when to run, when to throw, when to move the pocket are the three things he pointed out specifically today. And yeah, he also talked about the fact that he thought they were tentative. I don't necessarily think that, the play calling was probably tentative some, but there probably was some tentative play on the field as well.
Yeah, and I think they've been. I don't know that they've been that aggressive. I'm not really sure where that came from.
You may want them to be aggressive, but they haven't been.
Yeah, and the things that stand out to me, just it's the same deal every game. On third down, just under 30%. Fourth down, they're in Ohio State territory twice. They decide to go for it, which is aggressive.
Nope.
And Christian Hackenberg gets sacked. It's just they just couldn't get out of their own way on offense when the other team knows they're going to throw the ball.
Right.
So I don't know how much that's going to change moving forward, but I do know that Penn State's punting had better change real quickly, Greg, because I think they're facing the best return man they will face all season in Maryland's Will Likely, who has 2 punt returns for scores. He's just devastating in the open field.
Yeah. If there's more line drive punting like there has been over the first 6 games or so of the season, it's going to be a problem. It really is. This kid can take off, and they're going to fix it in house. James Franklin said after the game that they would do quote, have an open tryout if they needed to. They're not going to do that, but at the same time, they're not going to try out Tyler Davis or Joey Julius, 2 guys that punted in high school. Or at least it sounds like they're not going to. They're going to stick with Daniel Pasquarello or Chris Gullo and hope for the best, and I'm not sure what the best is at this point.
Well, the troubling thing, Greg, is that he says they do really well in practice, or he said Danny does. So it just seems to me like it's almost more mental than actual, a physical performance, and that's kind of hard to change. So we'll see, but they cannot punt like they did against Ohio State, because if you give a kid like Likely 2 or 3 chances, he's probably going to score on one of them. We'll see about that. I know that a lot of fans were a little curious as to why Saquon Barkley and Christian Hackenberg were in the game late against Ohio State when Penn State really had no chance of winning the game. And Franklin did talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, he said he's competitive, and he felt like putting the reserves in was sort of waving the white flag. 2 things about that. They ran the ball and sort of gave in and waved the flag anyway, and they had some reserves in on the offensive line as well. So I'm not really sure about what he's saying there compared to what they actually did, but that's what he's sticking to. He's asked about it 5 times today and pretty much said the same thing each time, and that's what he said after the game as well. So gonna have to go.
Yeah, when it's 31-10 en route to being 38-10, I don't think there is any shame in waving the white flag. If anything happens to Saquon Barkley, this offense is in serious trouble. So I don't know. I don't think they can afford to do that again. We'll see what he does against Maryland. Hopefully it won't be a lost cause in the 4th quarter, but we will talk to you after the Maryland game.